Good afternoon, students. So up to now, what we discussed in coordinate system, it is introduction of the coordinate geometry. Some of you are getting doubt whether it is there in textbook or not. So mathematics textbook point of view, especially first piece in a textbook, coordinate geometry and trigonometry, it is given very less for you. Many points we had to discuss out of the textbook, and algebra calculus is given perfectly for you. So follow the notes perfectly. What we are discussing, all these points are useful to you. So up to now we discussed about point definition, distance of the point from the origin, distance between 2 points, and section formula, internal divisional point and external divisional point. Note down, write that formula list once again, all of you. Note down what we discussed up to now, formula. The first formula is the distance of the point the distance of the point x comma y from the origin is square root of x square plus y square. Distance of the point from the origin. The second formula is the distance between the 2 points, the distance between 2 points a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 is, what is the answer? Square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Distance between 2 points formula. The third formula is the coordinates of the point, the coordinates of the point which divides a x1 y1 and b x2 y2. The coordinates of the point which divides a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 in the ratio m is to n, internally is, what are the coordinates? mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, x coordinate. I proved it. mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. Second point, my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. And write the fourth formula. The coordinates of the point which divides a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 in the ratio m is to n externally. Fourth formula. The coordinates of the point which divides a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 in the ratio m is to n externally is, what is that point? mx2 minus nx1 by m minus of n next my2 minus of ny1 by m minus of n. So we proved all these four theorems. Fifth, sixth, seventh shortcut formulas we practiced. Not on that one also. The ratio of the point, the ratio of the point x comma y, px comma y, which divides the line segment, which divides the line segment, which divides the line segment joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2. Shortcut formula is, what is the ratio? X minus of x1 is to x2 minus of x. If it is positive, that is internal division. If it is negative, that is external division. The ratio of the point px comma y which divides the line segment joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2 is x minus of x1 is to x2 minus of x. Useful to the objective examinations. Next, sixth one. The x-axis divides the line segment joining ax1 y1 joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2 and bx2 y2 in the ratio, what is that ratio? Minus of y1 is to y2. We proved it yesterday. The x-axis divides the x1 y1 and x2 y2 in the ratio minus of y1 is to y2. Next, seventh formula. The y-axis divides the y-axis divides the line segment, joining ax1 y1 and bx2 y2 and bx2 y2 in the ratio minus of x1 is to x2. All of you have practiced this 7 formula list 5 times and preparing your own questions. X points you can take any real numbers, nothing to worry. Practice the minimum 2 to 3 examples on every formula. So that is the way you have to perfect the formula. Practicing the examples, creating your own questions with own examples. You should be in a position, then you will come to know how you will get the questions. Practice this 7 formula 5 times and preparing at least 2 examples for each formula. Okay. So the next concept, now done. Another important concept, median. Put the side heading, median of sides, median of a sides of a triangle. How to define medians? See, consider a triangle ABC. Here, listen to me. Which one is called median here? Just listen to me. Median means it is a line segment which is joining to the midpoint of a side and opposite vertex. Midpoint of one side to its opposite vertex. Median is a line segment, and it is a median. In a triangle, the line segment which joins the midpoint of a side and to its opposite vertex, this is called median. So like these three medians are exist in a triangle. We have three sides, three medians are exist, and these three medians are concurrent, and the point of concurrency is called centroid. It is denoted by G, centroid. 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 First, define the median. See the definition of a median. First, median definition. All of you write the notes. In a triangle, the line segment joining the midpoint of one side, to its opposite vertex. So already in lower classes, you people, you know the meaning of median. Once again, I am repeating. In a triangle, the line segment joining the midpoint of one side to its opposite vertex. That is median definition. Next, write the centroid definition. Centroid definition. It is denoted by G. The point of concurrency of medians of the triangle. The point of concurrency of medians of a triangle. Is called centroid. It is denoted by G. It is denoted by G. And listen to me. Main property of the G is G divides the median in the ratio 2:1 or 1:2 always. That means it is a trisecting point. We discussed the trisection ratio. 1:2 and 2:1 ratio is called trisection ratio. G divides the median. G divides the median in the ratio 2:1 or 1:2. Trisection ratio. Always it is dividing the median in the ratio 2:1 or 1:2. No, only one is possible, not both. either 2:1 or 1:2 based on the triangle length. So once again, just I'm defining the centroid. First, to define the centroid, we required median. So we defined the median. Median, you should not get confusion. Next, we'll get altitude and perpendicular bisectors. Comparison important. Median is the line segment in a triangle. The median is a line segment which joins the midpoint of one side to its opposite vertex. Its opposite vertex compulsory. Midpoint and opposite vertex. The line joining the midpoint and its opposite vertex. The point of concurrency of the medians is called centroid. It is denoted by G. G divides the median in the ratio 2:1 or 1:2. Now done. Based on this one, the result now. Next important result. This is. Find the coordinates of the centroid find the coordinates of the centroid find the coordinates of the centroid formed by the vertices centroid of a triangle centroid of a triangle formed by the vertices A x1 y1 A x1 y1 B x2 y2 B x2 y2 and C x3 y3. So to form the triangle we required 3 points, 3 vertices. These are the vertices of the triangle. Find the centroid of the triangle formed by the vertices A x1 y1 B x2 y2 and C x3 y3. Find the coordinates of the centroid. So analyzing the first result, what we have to find the coordinates of the centroid of the triangle formed by the vertices A x1 y1 B x2 y2 and C x3 y3. So see this one. What is the definition of a median? Point of concurrency of the medians is called centroid. Okay, let the midpoint of B and C is D. What are the coordinates of the D midpoint formula? x2 plus x3 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 2. Just listen to me everyone. Consider a triangle ABC in which let A is x1 y1, B is x2 y2 and C is x3 y3. So I am taking the median AD as a median. We required G. Point of concurrency of the medians is called centroid. We have to find the coordinates of the G. So let G divides AD in the ratio 2:1. 2:1. We'll find the internal divisional point G. Tell me, see this is x1 y1, this is x2 plus x3 by 2 comma this is y2 plus y3 by 2. Tell me the coordinates now. It is, see this one, mx2. Just listen to me. See directly I am writing the answer, afterwards we'll explain it. 2 into mx2, m means 2x2, 2 into x2 plus x3 by 2 plus nx1, 1 into x1, 1 into x1 by m plus n, 2 plus 1. Just I am applying the internal divisional formula. Don't write anything, just listen to me. Next, See this one. Y coordinate. My2, 2 into what is y2 value in this case? Y2 plus y3 by 2 comma plus 1 into y1, that is 1 into y1 by m plus n, it is 2 plus 1, it is 2 to cancel here, 2 to cancel. See the answer here. This is your answer. X1 plus numerator is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That's all. Coordinates of the centroid x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That's all. First draw the diagram. Consider a triangle ABC, or else here given for you. Given a triangle ABC in which A is equal to A is x1 y1 and B is x2 y2 and C is x3 y3. C is x3 y3. So what we have done construction, let D is the midpoint of BC. Let D is midpoint of BC. So what are the coordinates of D? So D is equal to, write the coordinates of D. Midpoint of x2 comma y2 and x3 comma y3, midpoint formula. x2 plus x3 by 2 comma y2 plus y3 by 2, midpoint of the 2 points. Now by applying the median definition, we know that G divides the, let G is the centroid, let G is the centroid, G is the centroid of triangle ABC. G is the centroid of the triangle ABC. We know that G divides AD in the ratio. We know that G divides AD in the ratio. AD in the ratio 2:1 internally. 2:1 internally. So this is the main property of the centroid. Always centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So applying that internal divisional formula, mx2 plus nx1. In this case, m is equal to 2, n is equal to 1. And x2 is x2 plus x3 by 2. x1 is x1 only. Applying that formula, that implies G is equal to coordinates of the G we had right by applying the internal divisional formula. 2 into x2 plus x3 by 2 plus 1 into x1 by m plus n, 2 plus 1 it is equal to. Comma, see the y coordinate, 2 into y2 plus y3 by 2 plus 1 into y1 by 2 plus 1. That is centroid, coordinates of the centroid. Do the simplification. Here 2 to cancel, here also 2 to cancel, same value. So G is equal to formula x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That's all. Centroid formula. Centroid of the triangle formed by the vertices A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 is, what is the formula? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So that is all about median and centroid and how to find the centroid. Next, we'll discuss about altitudes. Note down. Altitudes of a triangle. Altitudes of a triangle. What is this altitude? Height of the triangle. Altitude means height of the triangle. So altitude of a triangle is, how to define altitude? Generally, the height of the triangle is called altitude, height of the triangle. See, what is altitude means? The line joining the perpendicular drawn to a side, and passing through opposite vertex. The line segment perpendicular to the side and joining the opposite vertex. Height. Like this, three altitudes are there. In a triangle, three altitudes are exist. In any triangle, all these are concurrent. This point of concurrency is called orthocenter. This is altitude. Now done. Height of the triangle, altitude means the point of concurrency. The point of concurrency of the altitude is called orthocenter. Orthocenter. So first write the definition of altitude. Altitude definition. So in previous one is we discussed median is different from altitude. Both are not same. Median means just passing through midpoint and opposite vertex. Altitude means perpendicular to the side and opposite vertex, joining the opposite vertex. In a triangle, the line segment, the line segment perpendicular to one side, the line segment perpendicular to one side and joining the opposite vertex. Joining the opposite vertex. In a triangle, the line segment perpendicular to one side and joining to the opposite vertex is called altitude. Or in bracket note down, or height of the triangle. Is called altitude. Another sense. Both are same. Height of the triangle is called altitude. Next, subheading orthocenter. Orthocenter. It is orthocenter. In a triangle, the point of concurrency of in a triangle, the point of concurrency of 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 altitudes altitudes is called orthocenter is called orthocenter. Next, perpendicular bisectors. Next side heading, perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors of sides of a triangle. Of sides of a triangle. Where we will define these perpendicular bisectors, sides of a triangle. See, in the name itself it is there, perpendicular bisectors. Listen to me. We have three sides in a triangle. The perpendicular bisector, listen to me, perpendicular to the side and passing through midpoint. Both. Not necessary to go passing through opposite word, not necessary. In some cases it may be. I will explain you those cases. Perpendicular bisector means the main theme of the perpendicular bisector is passing through midpoint and perpendicular. Median means passing through midpoint and opposite vertex. Median means. Altitude means perpendicular and opposite vertex. See the comparison between all the three. And perpendicular bisector means only two conditions. Perpendicular to the side and passing through midpoint. And these three are concurrent. We have three perpendicular bisectors. All the three are concurrent. The point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors is called circumcenter. S. It is denoted by S. S is always equal distance from all the three sides. And if we draw the circle passing through three vertices, it is the center of that circle. It is the center of that circle. So it is called circumcenter. Circumcenter. First draw the diagram. Perpendicular bisectors. Next concept. Perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. In a triangle, the line, here I am using only line, not line segment, and we can extend this line anywhere around. So the line perpendicular to the side, the line perpendicular to the side and passing through midpoint. Perpendicular to the side and passing through midpoint. And passing through midpoint. Passing through midpoint is called perpendicular bisector. is called perpendicular bisector of the side. In a triangle, the line perpendicular to the side and passing through the midpoint is called perpendicular bisector. Put the side heading, circumcenter. Circumcenter. It is denoted by S. Circumcenter. In a triangle, the point of concurrency of the point of concurrency of in a triangle, the point of concurrency of perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors. The point of concurrency of perpendicular bisectors is called the point of concurrency of perpendicular bisectors is called circumcenter. Is called circumcenter. It is denoted by S. It is denoted by S. And note the main property of S is SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. This is the main property of the circumcenter. SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. Perpendicular bisector. See, three important points we discussed very everywhere it is useful: centroid, orthocenter, and circumcenter. And these three are equal in a right angle triangle, in a equilateral triangle. If we take the equilateral triangle means what is the definition? All the three sides are equal. In an equilateral triangle, if it is equilateral triangle, all the three are same. Orthocenter, centroid, circumcenter, and orthocenter is the same for in all the cases. Not another point. In an equilateral triangle, centroid, orthocenter, and circumcenter are same. But what about in a right angle triangle? Listen to me. In right angle triangle, the vertex which contains the 90 degrees, it is itself a orthocenter. And a circumcenter is the midpoint of the hypotenuse is circumcenter. No doubt. In a right angle triangle, the vertex which contains 90 degrees, is orthocenter. And midpoint of the hypotenuse is circumcenter. So two important points were discussed. One is in equilateral triangle all the three are same. Centroid, circumcenter, and orthocenter same. But in right angle triangle, the vertex which contains the right angle is orthocenter and the midpoint of hypotenuse is circumcenter, and we have to find the centroid here. And listen to me. In any triangle, these three are collinear generally. G divides OS in the ratio 2:1. Next important point. Third point. These three are very useful to you in JEE mains. Very useful to you even in vectors, in applications in 3D also. In a triangle, orthocenter, centroid, circumcenter are collinear. In a triangle, orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter are collinear. And G divides OS in the ratio 2:1. And G divides OS in the ratio 2:1. Or sometimes 1:2, trisection ratio. But write that 2:1, no problem. G divides OS in the ratio 2:1. So just what we learned today, for tomorrow's class, perfect this one. Today you practiced median, centroid, altitude, orthocenter, perpendicular bisector and circumcenter. The main definition of centroid is G divides the median in the ratio 2:1. We find the coordinates of the point centroid, x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. The next point, altitude. The point of concurrency of altitudes is called orthocenter. The point of concurrency of the perpendicular bisectors is a circumcenter. Practice all these points. Okay. And one more, just in introduction classes, one more theorem is there. After that, we'll come to your regular topic, straight lines. Another 2 classes are required. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anand.